Hi everybody. Today we're going to do a flight from Southwest Florida International to Fort Lauderdale. And we're going to be flying the ATR 72-600, nice little commuter plane. When it first came out it had a lot of bugs in it, but I think they worked out most of those bugs. But anyway, I'm going to demonstrate cold and dark setup for takeoff. We're going to do a takeoff, and then we're going to go into descent, and then we'll do a landing. So we'll try to get all that covered in a video that's hopefully not too long. So let's get started. We're going into the inside here. And there's a couple things I do want to show you in case you're new to this plane that might help you out. So let's go ahead and get started on that. When you start out, you want to make sure that you're if you have to set up your throttles, you want to remove your gust lock there until you get those set up the way you want to. I have mine programmed to sit right there, which is idle mode. When you're in flight, you move this all the way up to the bottom of that white right there, and that is called notch mode, and that's what you normally will fly in. Anything above that is for emergency climbs, but you don't want to stay in there or you're going to overheat your engines, and that's not going to be a good thing. So let's go into some options here. This is where you do your throttle setup right here. So when you go in here, you can set up, I have my idle set 0 right there. It just makes it a little easier for you when you're flying if you set up your yoke before you get started. Another thing that's very important is on the inside here, these screens, in order to set up these screens the way you want them, the controls for those screens are actually located pretty far down here, like right over here is the setup for those screens above. So there is an option that I recommend you use. When you go into this, if you just click on here, you want to make sure your click spot is highlighted, overlay is highlighted, and then just click on that for display quick stop help, and you'll be able to use your mouse to navigate through the screens. You'll see when we get started. So anyway, I wanted to go over that before we start, and now we're going to go inside and set up everything real quick. So we'll throw our battery on to get started. Okay. And then on the tablet here, we're going to go into aircraft. We're going to connect our DC power unit. You don't really need the AC power unit unless you're in icing conditions and you want to get your plane de-iced before you take off, which is always a good idea. It works better if you have that set up. So once you turn on your ground power, or set that up on the outside, basically you're connecting the ground power unit. So then you go back inside, and external power is now available. So you've got that set up now. So, and then we're going to go ahead and turn on some lights here, whatever you wanted. I'm just going to turn them all on. We can windshield heating, we'll turn that, and oxygen should be on. Let's see, okay. Usually, that's weird, that usually you can see it on the meter there. But whatever. So we turn that on. Then we're going to go ahead and set up our prop brakes, because we're going to do startup without the propeller being on. So you can, it's basically what it does is it's kind of like the APU. You're starting up the aircraft, and then you can do a pushback and stuff without the propellers going. So, I think my cat is wanting my attention here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get that. Okay, okay, let's go ahead and turn on our seat belts, emergency lights, and our annunciator lights go on right there. And we're going to switch this over to left right there. Okay, and then with the weather radar, we're going to turn that on right here. Give this a couple clicks right there, and turn this all the way over so it covers about 85% of your screen. So that's on. And now we're going to see, I think we're taking off on runway 6, so we'll just go ahead and go over here and set that up for takeoff. What we're going to do is we're going to set our course for our runway heading. And our heading, and actually it looks like it's already set. If you click on here, you'll be able to see your course setting here. There we go. And let's see. Oh, our heading is runway 6. Our course is set for 360, so let's go ahead and set that for 60. Alright. 340. Alright, so course is now set for 60. You can see right there. And then we'll turn this back off. That's all we had to really do right there. Okay. Here's where you're able to, what I was talking about, you can turn things on and off with your mouse up here. All of these are all those controls that were down below. So right now we're going to use bearing number 1. We'll probably use that for our ILS frequency. And we're going to set our cruise altitude, which, let me see what that is here. 11,000 feet. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get that set up for 11,000. That's all set up. Alright, and now we're going to program our FMS right now. So let's go in and let's get that taken care of. It's pretty simple. Just click on this right here, click on your knit. And then you're going to be clicking on this, this, and this right here. So we'll start with the POS and knit. Let's get the, this is our our position, GPS positions, and we'll click on that. And then you have to activate it right here. Okay. We're not going to go through the doing the weights and all that stuff right there. We're going to just do it the short way, just so we can get going here. So you can click on weights and just click and hold that down, and it's going to load all the information in for you. Same with your fuel right there. And then it shows you your trim is going to be 1.1 up right there. We'll go there. If you click on this, this will check make sure you got everything set correctly. Cruise altitude 11,000, D5 PA is at 3, right there. So we'll return, and now we're ready to set up the flight plan. We'll click on route, and okay, our flight number is N726SB. N726SB, flight ID, and we're going from KRSW. To KFLL. There we go. We'll execute that. Alright. Let's take a look and see if we have any SIDS. For runway 6, we do not. Our first waypoint is going to be DYLYN. DYLYN. All you gotta do is click on this and it'll put it right above there. Execute. Next one is GILBI. GILBI. You can do the same thing. Just click on your destination airport. It'll put it right above there. Execute. And now we do have an airway. So this is going to be a little different. If you want to put an airway in, you want to actually click on the last waypoint. That'll be your starting point for we're going to have airway V511. So you click on that and click on airway, and there's our V511 right there. Click on that. Okay, and then we want to put in, it's going to be newer. NEWER. Oh, I still got to choose it down here. So it's right there anyway. Choose right there. Execute it. Okay, and that is going to be the end of, we're going to get rid of this discontinuity on right after takeoff. We're going to vector over anyway to the our first waypoint of Dillon. So let's go ahead and clear this out. Execute. Looks like that's pretty simple plan there. That's all there is to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and go up top And if you click onto the right here, it's going to show you your flight plan right here. So let's go ahead and previous. Okay, so here we're taking off right here, and we're going to go to Dylan, then to Gilby, and then we're going to do our airway to Newer, and that's going to take us. Oh, you know what we gotta do? We've got to set up our, before we finish it, we need to pick a landing runway here, destination runway. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got. Arrival runway is here. Arrivals. We're going to choose 10 left for our arrival runway. It looks to be about the best. Alright. 10 left. And let me see if we've got a star for that. We do not. There's no star for that. Go ahead and execute that. All right. So now let's go back and take a look at this. Let me go ahead and reset. Okay, this is. All right. So this is where takeoff from here. Go to Dylan, to Gilby, to Newer, and then we've got a flight plan discontinuity, and then after that, let's see, next. I don't really see what you have to. We can just, looks like we can disconnect those there. We can get rid of that. From Newer to Holland, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that flight. There's no reason to keep that there. Execute that, because that'll get you right down to your approach to the runway at 5,000. There's our runway right there, and that's 10 left there. Perfect. Alright, when we're all done with this, we can just click that again, and we'll get that all set up there. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Altitude, okay. Okay, one thing we got to do is, like I said before, we're going to, the first waypoint is Dylan, and if you can see right here, Dylan is going to be in heading 079 after we take off from the runway. So we're going to go up here and our heading, we're going to set that for 079. Right now it's set at 060. So we'll go ahead and set that 07, 8, 9. Okay, so we're going to be taking off runway 6 and making a slight right turn to heading 079. So to set up, so you can have flight guidance, you set up the plane to tell it you're going to be taking off and going in that direction for the heading, and then after that the VNAV or the LNAV will kick in for the rest of the flight. Once you get started in the right direction, heading towards 079, the LNAV will turn from blue to green, showing that it's active. Set up our IAS and VNAV, and the same thing here applies. So that is all good. Okay. Now, in this plane, you've got a switch right here. This is your power management switch. When you're taking off, you leave it in takeoff mode. Okay, after you start climb, you switch this over to climb mode, and what that does is it'll cut back your engine to the power, only the power that you need to climb, and that keeps the plane from overheating. And when you get to cruise mode, you flip it to cruise. Once you start your descent, then you will go back to takeoff mode after that, so that you have the power available whenever you need it coming in for a landing. So, and that's the way that works. So we're going to be leaving it in takeoff mode for until we start to climb out. All right, so right now we're going to start up engine number 2, but we have our power brake on, so the engine is not going to turn, or the engine is going to turn, but the propeller is not going to turn. So we're going to turn on pump number 2 off the run, and then we're going to set start A, and then start 2. And then once this climbs up to 10, there it is, it's up there, engine 2. Then we can go ahead and turn on our conditioner level. And now it's going to climb up to full power. So that gives us the power we need to turn off our external power now. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go back here. Let's go back though and turn off our crank here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to deselect the ground power unit. Turn that off. And we can disconnect the ground power from right here. And now we're going to close all of our doors. Cargo, main door. Tail prop comes up once you have the passengers loaded. That keeps the plane from tilting. When you load the passengers from the rear of the plane, it could cause the plane to go back to its tail because of the unequal weight distribution. So we'll do that and close the service door. Let's just make sure everything is going right there. And we should not have that propeller turning. Let's go see what's up with that. I don't know why that propeller is turning, because it really shouldn't be. We do have that turned on. prop bake is on. So anyway, I don't know what the deal is with it, but we're going to keep on going. Normally when you have that on, it's not gonna do that. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a pushback right now. So
Ground Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee requesting pushback.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee pushback request accepted.
oh, you know what we have to do? We gotta, the chocks, wheel chocks have to come off too. There we go. It won't go back. It won't move with the wheel chocks on, that's for sure. So we'll let this guy figure out how to get in position to push the plane back here. Alright, and we're gonna do a little
Ground Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Ground Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee requesting the end of pushback.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee request to end pushback received.
okay, so once we get that, we're gonna set up our hydraulic. We're gonna, let's see what we're gonna do now. You know, I should show you the before we get started too far. The checklist here. You can actually go down here. I usually bypass most of this stuff. And I go to normal procedures, and then there's your list there. I do the before prop rotation, and I make sure all that stuff has been done. We need to make sure the takeoff data is correct. We did. Let's set our trim. We're supposed to be at 1.1. You can either manually set it here. You can actually set it from over here. This is your takeoff speeds, your V2 rotation. If you click on your payload here, it tells you takeoff trim 1.1 up. You hit this here, and it's going to automatically set it up for you. So now we're at 1.1 right there. So if you want to go that way, you can, or you can manually set it yourself. So we'll do that. We did the tail prop, the doors, seat belts, beacon, they're all set. And then we'll go down here again. Procedures. So we did we're going to do the before taxi now. And this will actually help you, especially starting out, so you don't miss anything. Let's see. Any icing. if you have to turn on anti-icing, you can do it actually once you start your right engine. And we're going to hold off right here for now. Okay, so to get everything else working, we want to let's see, prop brake. Oh, you know what? That's yeah, that should have gone on right there, and that light, that prop brake light wasn't on. That's probably why the propeller's turning. And normally it comes on, and then you press this button right here to add hydraulics to it. And then the ready light will come on down here. But none of that's happening right now for some reason. So we're going to go up here and we're going to flip this. Let's see if we get this propeller going here. Alright, that all looks good. Let's go ahead and get the next engine started now. So we're going to turn fuel pump number 1 on. Put this to crank A. Start engine 1. Go over here, make sure this goes up to 10% here, which it did. And
Ground Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee with Echo request taxi for takeoff straight out departure.
Get that one going.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee taxi to and hold short of runway 6 via taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 128.75 when ready.
Alright, so we're ready to taxi out.
Taxiing hold short runway 6 using taxiway Bravo Whiskey Echo Yankee.
And then go ahead and flip that the rest of the way up. Sometimes it'll do that to you. There we go. I don't know why, but it does. Once in a while. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our crank off. There. Okay, now we can turn our true switch on here. And turn these on here. Those are your pitot tubes so they don't freeze up. Okay, flaps go to 15. Alright, and this shows our flaps going to 15 right there. Got the anti-icing, the true thing on. Anti-skid test flaps are set to 15. NWS, that's before taxi checklist is complete. And now we're going to do the taxi checklist real quick. Taxi lights are on, brakes are set. Config test, we need to perform that. That's right there. So that's done. Okay, taxi procedure is complete. And then, let's see, before takeoff. Takeoff briefing. Gust lock, you got turn off your gust lock switch. We've already turned it off, so we're ready to go. And normally it's in this position when it's off, but right now it's not engaged, so we're good there. Flag switch is off. Flight controls. By the way, you can't even move your flight controls with the gust lock control on. Alright. We got to set our TCAS. I'm going to show you how to do that. That's going to be in this section right here. We need to switch screens. So we're going to go. I don't have this screen set up like I did the other one, so I'm going to have to do it from right here. Press the S, the serve button there, and go back up. Now we can change it, turn the TCAS on. There we go. So, restructure airflow, cabin crew, and lights. Okay, this is before checklist is complete. Oh wait, we're not quite complete. There we go. Alright. So that was the before taxi, or was that the taxi? It was actually the before takeoff, wasn't it? Yeah, that was before takeoff. So then you can just go to after takeoff, and now you're all set for, you got everything done. Okay, let me see, make sure flaps are set, transponders on, we're ready to go. Let's get my screen set up here for the inside. Okay, we're going to runway 6. Alright, just go ahead and turn this to tower right here. Okay, we release the parking brakes. Sometimes, depending on the situation, you'll start rolling as soon as you release the parking brakes with this plane. It's a pretty cool plane. There's one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to turn on my air traffic. Back to it. It just loaded in one of my planes, one of the planes there. Alright, that's runway 6 right there. Turn this way. I've had some pretty neat experiences on this plane. I actually had this lost an engine on this plane a week ago. I had to do an engine restart. at about 15,000. Fortunately, it worked out. But you can fly this on one engine if you have to. Usually this plane also, when you have it set on LNAV and everything, it seems to control the trim and everything. But if you get off of LNAV for an extended period of time, you may have to trim the plane.
Tower Sun Country 159er 78 miles northwest inbound, ILS runway 6 approach. Sun Country 159er Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, wind 096 at 10. Cleared ILS runway 6 approach.
Oh, he's got a long way to go, yeah.
Tower United 178476 miles west inbound, ILS runway 6 approach. United 1784 Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, wind 096 at 10. Cleared ILS runway 6 approach.
Alright, here we are, runway 6.
Cleared ILS runway 6 approach, Sun Country 159er.
Tower Foxtrot, Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee ready for straight out departure at runway 6.
Foxtrot, Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee 1096 at 10. Straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 6.
Alright. Got cleared.
Cleared for takeoff runway 6 Whiskey Echo Yankee.
Cleared ILS runway 6 approach, United 1784.
Alright, so put our emergency brakes on, or parking brakes on. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to set the flight up for notch mode. Like I said earlier,
Tower Southwest Tree 289er 80 miles northwest inbound, ILS runway 6
so
approach.
we're going to bring our throttles all the way
Southwest
up
Tree
to
289er
the
Tower.
white, bottom of the white
Altimeter
bar.
29er.9er, wind 096 at 10. Cleared ILS runway 6 approach.
There we go. And we're ready to go.
Cleared ILS runway 6 approach, Southwest Tree 289er.
We need 113 for takeoff. Go ahead and let's get this thing set up again. We do our slight turn, and now we're going into LNAV mode. Alright, and now, as you can see,
Tower Southwest 289er 480 miles northwest inbound, ILS
we
runway
want to
6
protect
approach.
keep our plane from overheating, so we're going to
Southwest
switch over
289er
to
4 Tower.
climb
Altimeter
mode.
29er.9er, wind 096 at 10.
Okay, so
Cleared
we're in,
ILS runway 6 approach.
we are in climb mode now. So,
Whiskey Echo Yankee leaving my airspace frequency change
there
approved.
we go. Off and running.
Tower Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee frequency change. Approach Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee is type 3 miles east of Fort Myers, 2,400 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee approach.
Same on this side.
Squawk 5775.
There we go.
Squawk 5775 Whiskey Echo Yankee.
Whiskey Echo Yankee radar contact 4 miles east of Fort Myers, 3,000 feet. Clear to the Charlie airspace.
So you're going to be climbing at, you're only
Cleared
going to be
through the
going
Charlie
about
airspace Whiskey Echo Yankee.
140 to 150 knots. Once you reach cruising altitude, you could go up to 200 knots. That's about all you're going to get out of this plane. They say you could go faster, but it'll cause you some overheating issues. So that's why they want you to stay in notch mode. Alright, so now we're going to do our after takeoff checklist. So landing gear is up, flaps are up. Power management is set to climb. Engine bleed, taxi, and takeoff lights will come on at 10,000. Altimeters, procedure complete. And then our next one is going to be when we go into descent. And we're not going to need that for a while, a little bit. So we're at 5,000, and what we're going to do is I'm going to get back with you in just a little bit, so you don't have to sit here and wait for the plane to it does take it a while to get up to its cruising altitude. So we're going to okay, we have just about reached our cruising altitude of 11,000 feet. So now we're going to set the power management mode over to the cruise mode. There we go. And one thing we are going to do before we start our descent, we're going to set up our ILS frequency. And that's going to be for 10 left. I'm going to double check and make sure that hasn't changed on us. 10 left it is. So let's go in here. VFR map. Alright, KFLL. Left is just over 9,000 feet, and the frequency is going to be 110.1. So let's go ahead and get that programmed in. 10 left, 110.1. So we're going to change this screen so we can get into the screen we want to. Once again, we'll go down here. This time we're going to enter the nav screen. What was that frequency again? JFLL. Alright, 110.10. Okay. Alright, this is going to be the screen you use to enter that information. You won't be using this up here.
FedEx 105
And it's
Heavy
going
is
to
at
go
flight level
in
185,
right
climbing
here
flight level 300.
for ILS here.
FedEx 105 Heavy Miami Center radar contact continue.
10.10. Enter, and then we're going to move it over here. And there we go. Goes into that bearing that we're using, 110.10. So we got that's all set up for our landing here. We've got about 30 miles left before we're top of descent. So I'm going to leave you for a couple minutes, and then I'll get back with you just before we start our top of descent. Before we start our descent, actually. So I will see you shortly.
Contact Miami Center on 132.45. Good day.
132.45 Whiskey.
4.75 JetBlue 377.
Okay, we're coming up on our top of descent. So what we're going to do is this works a little bit different than it does like in the 737s and that. When you put in a lower altitude, the plane will start to descend. But in this one, if you put the lower altitude in there, your top descent's going to move over to the altitude that it's going to reach at. So you're actually going to have to, you'll see what I'm talking about here. So
climb and maintain flight level 280 FedEx 1289er Heavy.
We are going to put it set
FedEx
for
1289er
5,000.
Heavy contact Miami Center on 132.25. Good day.
And we're just about reached our top of descent. So let's go ahead and
going to 132.25 FedEx 1289er Heavy.
So you can see this a little bit better now. We're going to drop this to 5,000. It made a liar out of me. It didn't change. But anyway, so this doesn't have auto throttle on it, so you gotta be careful here. We're going to use a VS, and we're going to drop this down.
Miami Center Air Canada 1204 is at
cut our throttle back
50,300
to
feet, descending 2,000 feet.
idle here.
Air Canada 1204 Miami Center altimeter 30.00.
As you can see, we did get the
continue.
plane up about 215
Whiskey Echo
knots
Yankee contact
with
Miami approach
220
on
knots.
128.6.
And that's about all you're going to get out of this plane. Unless you're going with the wind.
128.6 Whiskey Echo Yankee. Goodbye. Miami
So,
approach Foxtrot Whiskey Echo Yankee 10,200 feet.
we're about 30 miles from the runway.
Foxtrot Whiskey Echo Yankee Miami approach altimeter 30.00 radar contact continue.
And this tells us how we're doing with our descent right here. So Apparently we're okay. We're going to start looking for the tower that we need to connect with. Come in there over the Everglades there. And right now we're just at idle, so it's dropping the speed just a little bit while we're descending. Let's get our checklist done while we're at it here. So landing elevation, we already know we're going to 5,000. FMS is good, we checked that. Minimum decision height, 200. The elevation here is basically 0. It'll show you your elevation right here automatically. Arrival briefing, procedure complete. This is our descent mode. And we want to go to our approach mode. Get that going. Just make sure our seatbelts are on. I believe, I don't even think I ever turned them on. We're going to turn our landing lights on. The seatbelts are still on. And we did reach just about reached our 5,000 there. And let's see where we're at here. So seatbelts are on, landing lights are on, altimeters, cabin altitude, procedure complete, and before landing, this is the last one we have to worry about. Landing gear, we're not ready for that yet, but pretty soon. Our speed is down to 153.
Spirit Wings 1755. Contact Miami Center on 123.775. Good day.
We're going to go ahead and go into flaps 1 position.
Going to 123.775
add a
Spirit
little
Wings
bit of throttle now.
1755.
Alright, there's a tower right there. Full stop landing.
Tower Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee is 23 miles west, 5,100 feet with Echo to land.
Foxtrot Whiskey Whiskey Echo Yankee Tower. Altimeter 30.01, wind 098 at 5. Fly straight in runway 10 left.
Make straight in runway 10 left Whiskey Echo Yankee.
Okay, so we're all set up for once we make our final turn here. We're going to drop down to about 4,000 now. again, we'll do the VS.
JetBlue 460, contact Miami, departure on 119.7. Good day.
And go to idle while we drop down.
Going to 119.7, JetBlue 460.
Alright, so we're about less than 20 miles out. We're going to go ahead and get our landing gear down. More thrust now. We're not descending anymore. I'm going to see if this approach
Tower
mode
Spirit
will
Wings
work.
435 at runway 10 left, ready for departure IFR to Managua. Spirit Wings 435, altimeter 30.01, wind 116 at 10.
We're just going to go
Cleared for
ahead and do
takeoff runway
auto
10
landing
left.
here.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left, Spirit Wings 435.
Try to get lined up a little bit better here if we can. And left.
Spirit Wings 435, contact Miami departure on 119.45. Good day.
I'm trying to get my plane trimmed a little bit.
Going to 119.45, Spirit Wings 435.
Oh, by the way, I got to turn the power back here. There we go. Alright. We're all set now. I think we better. We gotta get our speed down before we put full flaps on here. Looks like we're a little bit offline here, possibly. A little bit. Here we go. I think that's the runway that we want up there. That looks like the runway. way off in the distance. I think we're just a little bit low. Possibly. We're gonna have to add some more speed here. There we go.
Tower Spirit Wings, 215 tree, ready for IFR departure runway 10 left. Spirit Wings, 215 tree, altimeter tree 0.02, wind 116 at 10. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left, Spirit Wings, 215 tree. Whiskey Echo Yankee wind 116 at 10. Cleared to land runway 10 left.
Cleared to land runway 10 left, Whiskey Echo Yankee.
Tower JetBlue 50112 miles west inbound ILS runway 10 left approach. JetBlue 501 Tower. Altimeter tree 0.02, wind 116 at 10. Cleared ILS runway 10 left approach. Cleared ILS runway 10 left approach, JetBlue 501. Spirit Wings, 215 tree, contact Miami departure on 119.45. Good day.
Speed got up a little bit too high there.
119.45 Spirit Wings, 215 tree. Goodbye.
Alright, let's get it plane down a little
Tower
bit.
Spirit Wings 829er, ready for departure runway 10 left IFR to La Mesa. Spirit Wings 829er, hold short runway 10 left. Traffic is on final. Hold short runway 10 left, Spirit Wings 829er.
$200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
JetBlue 501, follow the aircraft on the runway. Wind 127 at 9er. Clear to land runway 10 left. Whiskey Echo Yankee, turn next taxiway.
200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. 2
Clear to land runway 10 left, JetBlue 501.
Let's see what runway they want me on here. We can go out this way. Well, it wasn't a perfect landing by any means, but good enough for a demonstration video.
Whiskey Echo Yankee, contact ground on 118.175.
118.175 Whiskey Echo Yankee. Goodbye.
Well, it looks like that's about it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like this plane as much as I do. I think it's a great plane, and we will see you on the next video, which I'm not sure at this time which plane I'm going to fly next, but anyway, everybody have a good day, and we'll see you next time.